Combat Federation presents 3 5-minute rounds of professional mixed martial arts in this bantamweight bout. Introducing first, in the blue corner, fighting out of Toronto, Canada. He stands at 167 centimeters tall. He weighs in at 61.6 kilograms. He has an undefeated pro record of 6 fights and 6 wins. Tariq Desert Storm Ismail! Across the cage, his opponent stands in the red corner. He fights out of Stockholm by way of Albania. He stands at 168 centimeters tall, weighing in at 61.5 kilograms with a pro record of 7 wins and 1 loss. Bernardo, the Lion King, Sopai! Our referee in charge of the action is Deck Larkin.
And this fight had a little bit of needle at the weigh-ins. I'm not a tough guy by any stretch of the imagination. I wasn't really enjoying being between these two guys.
Yeah, this was definitely a fight with the fighters with the most heat in the stare down. No touch of gloves there either.
And it will be interesting to see if Bernardo takes the fight to Tariq, because he has said no one has ever done that. They've been too respectful of the striking game of Tariq.
I mean, it truly would speak volumes of Bernardo Sopai's talent and potential if he does, you know, decide to keep standing. And he does, yeah, he scores a very hard leg kick there.
Both these guys trying to get a little bit of a measure of each other, exchanging kicks at the same time, but just by looking at Bernardo, you would also think that he's a veteran of such a career, because he looks so calm, so fresh in there, so loose.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just something about this kid. I mean, he just does everything so well at such a young age. He actually started off with football before going over to MMA, so the only kicking he does now is of his opponent.
Oh, big lead hook there from Bernardo. And interestingly, though, right now he's the one leading the dance.
Yeah. And, you know, I think it's just a testament to how well-rounded he is, because I think that Tariq Ismail, you know, obviously he's thinking about the takedown. Oh, and a nice...
Clips him over the top and forces Tariq into the clinch.
Very interesting.
Lovely defense there from Bernardo, just bringing up the level of Tariq so that he can't get clasped around the legs, around the hip, and reverses the position.
And right in front of his corner and in front of All-Stars head coach Andreas Michael, this is just a great start for Bernardo Sopai.
Look, I want to see this kid's birth certificate. At 19 years old, he cannot have this kind of composure.
It's almost like he was born to do this. I mean, he just seems so comfortable in there.
Definitely proving right now that in this very moment, he's really the king of the jungle. Nice stiff jab. And everything he's throwing with bad intentions.
Yeah, absolutely. When I spoke to him yesterday...
Oh, flying knee! There's that dynamic striking arsenal that we were talking about.
Yeah. There you have probably the strongest strike of a fight for Tariq Ismail, as he lands a nice left body kick. But when I spoke to Sopai yesterday, I asked him, you know, what do you think of your opponent? And he just looked at me calmly and said, he doesn't know what's coming. And it was truly chilling.
But again, this is the kind of fight that for me could potentially bring out the very best in Tariq Ismail. He's not used to being in those kind of situations. He's used to controlling a fight, but having to adapt on the fly and really make use of his full skill set could bring out the best in him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he relishes the challenge. He would love for someone to meet him in the middle and truly test him. And he's, you know, he's getting all he can handle here.
Training out of Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA in Toronto, you know that he's training with an absolute killer's row of guys up there in Canada. But the same can be said then of Bernardo Sopai at All-Stars.
Yeah, yeah, both coming from very strong teams. Ismail, perhaps no surprise, a big fan of Mike Tyson. He says his favorite strike combination is the what he calls the Ernesto Hus. It's a 4-strike combination: jab, cross, body shot, and then right leg kick.
Classically Dutch.
Yep. Nice quick switch kick there, but mostly blocked.
A little bit of trash talk from the corner of Sopai there. He threw the kick, the corner said too slow.
Yeah.
That's one of the real interesting facets of having these closed events. You can hear absolutely everything.
I mean, like we saw in the Jacobson and Movlanov fight, where the corners were kind of getting into it.
We go low, we go low.
Tariq now realizing that he probably has to throw a couple more feints to try and get a bite out of Bernardo before unleashing a strike.
Yeah, we haven't really seen enough volume from Ismail, I feel, because, I mean, he is the more experienced striker. So let's see him sort of crank up the volume a little bit, get some more jabs and feints going.
Oh, nice work to the body, just as you say that. But he's also the kind of fighter that, for a round or so, will download the data being given to him by his opponent, go into the second round having made those adjustments. Oh, beautiful. Just level change, slight roll of the head, comes over the top. Oh, beautiful. Straight from Desert Storm.
We got ourselves a fight.
Oh, this fight is so finely tuned that you could hear a needle drop. There's such an air of anticipation with these two fighters.
It truly feels like the end could come at any second, and both guys, showing some redness on the body. What a first round we've been treated to. Oh, nice defense there from Tariq Ismail.
Tariq with a couple of seconds left may choose to dive into the guard, but fires off some leg kicks with a little bit. There's a little bit of needle in them. There's a little bit of. You like that? Have a little bit of that.
Well, the way that he sort of stayed for just a couple seconds longer, looking down at Sopai before he walked away. I mean, the heat is still here, and we are feeling it.
Yeah, flying knee attempt by Bernardo, and that speaks to just the dynamism in his attack. He really is that new breed of mixed martial artist that can do it all.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, so far he's done everything so well, though. I mean, he's holding his own with a striking veteran like Tariq Ismail, and just going after him. I mean, in fact, let's not forget, he was the one that forced the takedown out of Ismail. He was not the first one to go for it himself.
And interestingly enough, at the stare-off at the ceremonial weigh-ins, Tariq was the one that says, you won't stand with me. But again, how much of that's gamesmanship? How much of that is trying to plant a little bit of seed of doubt into your opponent's head?
I mean, again, as we mentioned in the Jakobsson fight, there is such a mental battle as well.
A lot of water coming off the body of Bernardo.
Yeah. There we go. Both fighters eager to get back at it. Another good leg kick there from Tariq Ismail.
And again, it's that typical Muay Thai style, just cracking that in at that angle, not just swinging it in, but coming down at a crashing arc. Corner of Bernardo telling him to have confidence in his strikes.
And Ismail's doing a good
Oh,
job.
that's a big leg kick.
Yeah, just as I was gonna mention Ismail's leg kicks and how effective they are.
It's not so much kicking the leg as kicking through the leg, but then just springs forward with that straight.
Oh, head kick.
But again, Tariq doesn't even blink.
He barely flinched. Talk about a striking veteran.
Where's our straights? We got our straights in his face.
The corner of Tariq Ismail calling for fundamentals, calling for straights. And he seems to be finding his range a little bit more with those kicks. That goes back to what I said about downloading the data of the first round.
I mean, obviously, with all that experience, I mean, comes just a sense of security as well, that you can sort of take your time in there, read your opponent a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. And I do feel like it's coming together here in the second round.
And he is one of the most calm fighters I've ever seen compete.
Another head kick there from Sopai, but mostly blocked, mostly grazed.
Working the body, Tariq Ismail. And what we're essentially watching right now is a kickboxing bout being contested in an MMA cage.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, so far, second round, no takedown attempts.
Let's see more feints, T.
And, you know, for everything there is to be said about Tariq Ismail's striking background, Bernardo Sopai has competed in kickboxing bouts as well, so he can definitely hold his own, as we've seen so far.
I think whilst it's a case of real solid, real polished fundamentals. Oh, that kick got through.
That definitely got Tariq Ismail's attention. Some showboating there from Bernardo Sopai.
We got body, open.
Bernardo looks like he's turning up the heat a little bit. And again, getting kind of confident in there. Feeling his flow, feeling himself.
Let's go, baby.
Tries to come over the top.
Put the pressure on.
Now you got the pressure on. That's it.
And I feel like he's,
Gets caught with a counter hook.
On that border. We want him on that border.
and I feel like he's creating just a small bit of hesitation in Tariq Ismail, who, like I said, just hasn't necessarily gotten the volume or as many feints and fakes away as I would have liked to see.
So theoretically, what he's doing is he's doing to Tariq Ismail what Tariq does to all his opponents.
Yeah. And I mean, is that not a testament of a true prospect, a true talent, somebody who can take it to your opponent in a way that they truly are strong?
That's a nice leg kick from Tariq.
Where's that low? Where's that low?
The corner calling for the leg kick from Tariq Ismail. And Tariq has been crashing those leg kicks in.
Yeah, those have probably been his most effective strikes so far.
Oh, over the top from Bernardo.
Low, face low.
But again, a veteran Ismail really just takes it like a champ.
And again, double underhooks here. Is that double underhooks? Sorry, over-under position. Now Tariq trying to dig in with those double underhooks, but being clamped down by Bernardo. Beautiful work to
nice.
transition and slip out there.
Out, and here we are again, striking range. And Sopai really rising to the occasion so far. I mean, yeah, he is eating some hard leg kicks. We definitely see the evidence of that on his left leg, which has reddened up a lot. But wow, that was a good right hand that got through.
We got a minute left. Minute left. We gotta get hot. We gotta get hot.
Ismail's corner saying we gotta get. Oh, and just says that. But he gets up right away. But yeah,
Smart work from Tariq to get up there.
Ismail's corner saying we gotta get hot, gotta get going, and I gotta agree. I mean, he's really gotta just find his flow.
You've got to respect the work rate of both men. You know, this has been a constant back and forth. You land, you kick, I kick.
20 seconds, T. Let's get hot.
Just over 20 seconds left here in the second round. And it's been, pretty closely contested, though I do feel Sopai just has a slight edge.
You can see Tariq just trying to find those gaps in the armor of Bernardo, and he's trying to find space to land that shot, but so far the defense of Bernardo's been impregnable.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, he really is proving why he is so talked about. And there, for the first time, we got a little bit of respect between the fighters. Here is some of the action from round two. There is that high kick. Got through the defense of Tariq Ismail. Good shot to the body. And a kick caught by Sopai. Used the position to momentarily plant Tariq on the canvas.
Perhaps for the first time in the career of Tariq Ismail, we might see him entering a third round down.
Yeah.
And needing to take the fight to his opponent. Because he's used to winning by unanimous decision ad nauseum in all of his fights, he's potentially down 2 rounds, needs to grab the fight by the collar and really run with this.
Yeah, I mean, this is a position he's not used to being in. And it says a lot of the potential of Bernardo Sopai that he is the one that has managed to push Tariq Ismail to the limit here.
Move it.
Timer on, baby. Let's go.
This third round, this next 5 minutes will be pivotal in both the careers of Tariq Ismail
Time. I call time.
and in Bernardo Sopai.
It looks like we will see a return of a towel, so referee Clarking can remove some of the excess liquid here.
As I say, next 5 minutes, absolutely pivotal in the careers of both men.
And there the trash talk returns.
You ready? Let's do this.
Third and final round. Let's see if they turn it up a little bit here. I mean, I feel like Ismail has to. Oh, what a kick to the body from Bernardo the Lion King Sopai.
And then attacks the legs. It's the levels. It's not just the leg kicks you need to worry about. It's not just the hands. It's not just the kicks to the body. It's the frequency of shots that he's throwing from all 3 levels, Seb.
Yeah, I mean, the fluidity between his different techniques. I mean, also the way that he mixes in a little bit of grappling here and there also. I mean, he just, like I said, he does everything so well. He strings together his combinations very nicely, switches levels. Truly a young prospect.
And
that
he's
is
causing,
living up to it.
he's causing Tariq to bite on the feints a little bit as well, which is something we haven't really seen Tariq do in his fights.
I mean, Ismail is he's doing the right thing and pressuring Sopai towards the cage. He just doesn't really have that volume. There was another good leg kick. I mean, like I said, the leg kicks have been the most successful strikes. And a nice right hand there as well.
A shake of the head from Bernardo. Showing almost a little bit of youthful arrogance in there.
You can, that's a part that speaks to most of him being 19 years old. It's that cocky confidence.
Tariq managed to block and check a good portion of that kick, but it still wobbled the leg ever so slightly, showing the power that Bernardo puts in.
It looked like he got just momentarily a little bit shaken there from that strike. And another good low leg kick from Bernardo Sopai.
Don't stress it. Let's go. Let's go straights. We got straights. He's coming with the right hand. You see it coming.
Another good punch to the body for Sopai. Just over 3 minutes left here in the third and final round.
And again, it looks like Tariq is trying to, he's moving, he's throwing feints, he's implementing head movement, trying to find those gaps, but so far they're just not there to get through.
Yeah, I mean, he just can't really figure out what puzzle that is Bernardo Sopai, who was doing such a good job at keeping his opponent guessing, going in and out with hard strikes. I mean, even there where Ismail backs Sopai up, he doesn't really manage to mount so much offense.
Bernardo really starting to turn it up and turn it on in the second half of this third and final round.
Tariq Ismail's corner calling for combination. They gotta agree.
Oh, uppercut to hook combination for Bernardo. What I'm really enjoying from Bernardo is every time his back's against the cage, he waits just to the last moment to Tariq, commits to the strike, and then pivots out.
Yeah.
Oh, spinning back kick attempt.
I mean, it didn't land with 100% power, but that was still a very nicely thrown strike. And there's something to be said also of the confidence of Sopai, who kind of shakes his head at almost every strike that he absorbs.
Keep moving, jump in, go, keep moving. He's coming with the right hand, you know it. He's coming, counter.
And again there, he just shakes it, you know. What was that?
I fully expect Tariq to commit to the straight right, and you just see Bernardo slip outside a distance or circle off.
And there's less than a minute and a half to go now for a final round. And Ismail, yeah, he's got to turn it up. He's got to find those combinations. He's got to, you know, find his distance. I mean, just throw. Oh, look at the redness on the left leg of Bernardo Sopai.
He has eaten some heavy leg kicks, just as I say that. There's another one. No crazy slap off that, so you know it was digging in deep.
And there was a nice little 1-2 for Ismail, but too little too late. I mean, there's just not been enough of it.
But all that damage he's absorbed in that lead leg doesn't really seem to have impeded the movement.
Yeah.
Bernardo really putting the pressure on now, calling Ismail in, telling him to engage in a firefight with him.
And it has been largely a stand-up affair so far, which speaks to the strengths of Bernardo Sopai, keeping it standing against such a seasoned striker.
30 seconds to go, 20 seconds to go. Does Tariq throw caution to the wind? Does he engage in a firefight for the final couple of seconds and hope to land that one-hitter quitter? 10 seconds to go. Are we going to see a firefight?
Let's see. We got to go for it.
Oh, huge kick to the body going up high there. And there we have it. 3 rounds of wonderful, engaging, entertaining mixed martial arts action. As soon as the final bell goes, they embrace. The beef has been squashed. We've been entertained. Are you sure you're 19? Show me your birth certificate.
And there you have it, Bernardo Sopai soaking it in, acknowledging the biggest takeaway here, that this guy who is so complete, so skilled, is just 19 years old.
He stepped down into the commentary position there and says, I'm only 19 years old. Think of what I could do. Think of my potential.
Think of what I could do at 29. Yeah, you've got to think great things are waiting in the distance for Bernardo Sopai.
It was all about just. MMA is a game of inches.
Yeah.
And in that regard, it was all about just those little moments that the decision making of Bernardo was also something that was so impressive. Again, I keep saying this and I keep coming back to this, but 19 years old.
I mean, I just don't, it feels like he's been doing this for several years, but yeah, he's only been doing it for 3 years, and he just looks so complete, so well-rounded.
And we have a decision, so let's throw it up to Mr. Lance
Another
Murdoch.
epic battle here in the cage at Brave CF 38, ladies and gentlemen. We consult the judges' scorecards. Judge A scored it 30-27. Judge B scored it 30-27. And Judge C scored it 29-28. It is a unanimous decision. To the red corner, Bernardo